In this video, I want to show you how to set up an As You Learn questionnaire. The questionnaire activity allows you to survey your students using a range of question types. Unlike the quiz activity, the questionnaire activity is designed primarily to gather information from students. It's not to assess or test their knowledge. You can, however, set up the questionnaire so that students can receive a grade if they complete the activity. Let's get started. Before showing you how to set up a questionnaire, I'm going to show you a sample that I've already created. So as the teacher, I'm just going to click here. And when I click Answer the Questions, this is actually a preview for the teacher. So here I can see this is select all the possible times. So here they can check as many boxes as they want. This option down below is similar, but this is a radio button, so I can only pick one option. This is an essay question where students can enter narrative. And then this is a rating box. And so this question type, I've entered names of students, perhaps this is a presentation tool, and wanting to give each student a rating on a particular criteria, all they would have to do is click these boxes. And then as the student, they would hit Submit Questionnaire. Now, since I'm the teacher, I'm going to go back for just a moment. Initially, I clicked Answered the Questions to look at the preview. Once students have started to take the questionnaire, you can come here to View All Responses. And this is going to be the summary view. So this is going to tell me, like here, I allowed them to pick multiple ones. So where am I getting 100%? And that's a popular choice among the students. Or here, if there was one time that worked for everyone, that would be the ideal time to call a meeting. These are the essay questions, and it did break it out by student because they're each going to write their own narrative. And in this, with the rating, here are the students and here are the averages. And if I scroll below, for each student, I can see how many students, what options did they pick exactly. So here, one was a 10 and one was a 6. In addition to the summary, I also have a list of responses. So if I want to look at individuals and how they responded, I could pick Grumpy Cat and see what answers or how did Grumpy Cat complete the survey. You also have this option. Once a survey's been open, you can click Non-Respondents, and that way you can see who hasn't done the survey or the questionnaire. Now that you've seen a sample, I'm going to go back to the main page and create a questionnaire. So once you have editing on, you would just click Add an Activity or Resource, choose Questionnaire, and click Add. And I'm going to go ahead and type in some of this information. In the top block, you're giving a name to the questionnaire. These are any instructions you want to provide to the students. Here under Timing, although a questionnaire isn't a quiz, it does have an open-close date, so you can decide when it's open and when it closes for students. Based on that information, how many times does a student get to respond? It's defaulting to respond many, and perhaps I want them to get one shot at it. Under respondent type, do I want it to display the student's full name, or do I want it to be anonymous? And if it's anonymous, it's also anonymous to the teacher, so you might want to keep this full name if you want to see. This is an important one. Students can view all responses, and it's defaulting to after answering the questionnaire. If you're gathering information and you never want the other students to see it, select Never. There's some other options here as well. Under submission grade, again, this isn't a quiz. So if you make this a graded item and give them 100 points, basically once they hit submit, if they've done it, they get those points. Then just click Save and Display. And at this stage, you're adding the questions. So if you click Add Questions, there are a number of types. If you want to pick, in that example of here are different options, you get to pick one. You're going to go with radio buttons, or you could go with check boxes if they're going to do multiple. Here's the essay. And down here is that rating one that I showed you. I'm going to start with just radio buttons and click Add. The questionnaire authoring is not particularly sophisticated. Basically, you're typing a name, and then this question text is what the students would see. Now, in this case, I picked a radio button, which is essentially a multiple choice. So what you do down here under possible answers is you just enter all the choices. If I want to add another choice, I hit enter and type in that option. When you're all done, just hit Save Changes. As you're creating, if you ever want to preview things to make sure you're doing things the way you expect, you can always click the preview. That's going to show you what the question looks like. I hope this video helps to get you started.